How we train now is first officer on scene is going in. Whether my backup is 2 seconds away, 3 seconds away, a minute away, doesn't matter. I'm going in by myself. Statistics show that as soon as that shooter is met with some kind of force or resistance, that the innocent killing of civilians drops drastically. So we've evolved our training to it. And part of that is to train civilians. The number of deaths is kind of closely related to two factors. One is how quickly we can arrive, and the second, obviously, is target availability. And that's where this training comes into play, right? Because unfortunately, potential targets, people are potential targets. Whether you're at that school, you're at that mall, you're in that store, you're working at that building or that facility, you could be a potential target. So there's two factors. Again, our arrival and the target availability. This is an interesting number. And this is, my mother's a teacher, so I gotta give everybody homework. When you go home today, put on your watch or your stopwatch on your phone, sit there for 3 minutes. This is the national average, again, national average, from the first 911 call until the first officer arrival on scene. 3 minutes is a long, long time for someone to be actively shooting at people. And again, that's the national average. So here in Schenectady, we're a city environment. We're a little bit more condensed. We have a decent number of officers working on every shift. It's going to be quicker than that. But when you factor in rural places and things like that, obviously that drives the national average up. But 3 minutes, if we were to sit here in dead silence for 3 minutes, that would be an uncomfortably long time. We've given this training at a couple different businesses throughout the city of Schenectady. One of which obviously I'm not going to name, but when we do these there, sometimes we incorporate scenarios afterwards. And we can kind of talk about it, but try to drive home for the employees there, you know, how long this time actually is. And in one of the buildings that we gave a presentation to, we did 2 different scenarios. You know, we did our homework, we did our research on where people may come in and why they would be there and how they would go about things. But in 3 minutes, I was able to get around that building twice. To every classroom, to every room, to every closet, to the cafeteria. 3 minutes I was able to get around there twice. That's a significant amount of time before the potential first officer could arrive. So that's why what you're doing here tonight is important, because this is when your training now is going to come into play. When that 911 call is made, now it's on your, it's your time to take that action, to take that and kind of do something with it. So the civilian response. Usually I jump too. This time I knew it was coming. All right? I've been paying attention. But that's what we want, right? We don't want you to sit here and go, oh, that's the nail gun, or that's the car backfiring, or that's this, or that's that, right? We want that. Get up and get out of here, right? Don't get stuck in that denial phase. If it sounds like something like that, move. Right? Paul talked about it. If you're on that nature hike or you're hiking and you step on a branch, the deer takes off. It doesn't hang out to see what's going on. It gets out of there. And that's what we want. That's what we want. Right? Get yourself out of that situation. You're a potential target. So limiting the target availability could potentially lower that death number. The quicker you get through deliberation or denial, we can get to that deliberation phase. We're going to talk about Virginia Tech a little bit throughout the rest of this presentation, but this is Christina Anderson. She was inside one of the rooms in Virginia Tech, and she kind of talks about her experience, what she did, why she did it, her mentality and her thinking. If you guys take a listen, we'll kind of talk about it a little bit afterwards and kind of break down what she has to say.
So this is pretty important. This day, I ended up sitting in exactly the same seat I always did, in the back right-hand corner on the right side of the class. What we don't know is at this time, someone is downstairs and he's chaining all 3 doors shut. There's supposed to be desks there. Oh, you guys can see. We heard the first gunshots outside in the hallway, and my teacher, she opened the door. She immediately slammed it and she said, "Call 911. And the second that door closed, he walks in. He walks in shooting. There's absolutely no time. He goes to the other side of the classroom by the windows. He's holding 2 guns. He doesn't say anything. He just starts going down the rows of people. It's very quick. It's very loud. It's very scary. We had these very shitty desks. I get on the floor. I put my knees under the chair, my stomach on the seat, hands overhead, eyes are closed. As the shots keep going, and it's, like I said, very loud, I can tell it's getting closer and closer. And I'm telling myself, brace yourself, your turn is gonna come. Now, I didn't know what that meant. Like, I didn't think I was gonna get shot, but I knew that something really serious was going on. And I knew for whatever reason that I should just play dead. He shoots me. The first time's in the back. And you'd be surprised, getting shot doesn't hurt that much because shock overtakes you, but it starts to like burn and really kind of seep in, and that's when it gets really uncomfortable. It's not pleasant. He leaves the first time, he goes across the hall, and while he's gone, cell phones are ringing, people are coughing, and the smell of gunpowder has like completely filled the room. Gunpowder is like this really sticky, pungent, warm smell, and it just makes you very, very thirsty. He comes back. Now, this time, the shooting is more intermittent. It's slower because he's looking to see who's alive. I remember telling myself to stop breathing because I can feel my stomach hitting that chair, and I'm saying, stop, like, he can see that you're alive. The third and final time, he killed himself in front of our classroom. When the police broke in, the first thing the guy said was, "We have a lot of blacks in here." I didn't know what that meant, but when police sweep a crime scene, they have 30 seconds. If you're red, you're critically injured. If you're yellow, you'll live. Black means you're dead. In 9 minutes, he killed 11 of my classmates and my teacher. 32 people lost their lives that day.
Okay, so Christina kind of talks about her thought process as to why she went with the mentality of playing dead. First and foremost, I want to tell you that that is not what we want you to do today, all right? Our training, our research, and our thought process behind everything is take some sort of action. Don't hide and hope. That's potentially not effective, all right? Just as this example, right, this person is here underneath their desk, got their fingers crossed, their eyes closed, they're just hoping this person doesn't find them. Was there a potential for this individual to get out another exit? Was there a potential for this individual to block entrance into the room he's in? Would some action have given this individual a better chance? Because right now, if there's a shooter and that person comes around the corner, what position is he in for anything? He can't run. He can't barricade a door. He can't defend himself. You're a sitting duck. So our ideas and our thought process behind everything is we want that action. We want you to get through that denial phase, get to that deliberation phase, and decide what you're going to do. What action are you going to take to make yourself not a target anymore? We get through denial, right? We're in deliberation. Avoid, deny, defend. This is what we're talking about today. We showed you kind of a preview in it with that Walmart video. Avoid, running away, right? All things we need to think about. So when you walked in this room tonight, everybody came in through this door, right? Are there other exits in here? Right? Here, back here, right? There's other ways out. So think about that. This is the kind of stuff that we're trying to get people to think about. Open your eyes, right? Be more observant. Do that mental scripting. Kind of take the bigger picture in here. Just because everybody came in this door doesn't mean if something happens here, we all need to go out this door, right? But these are the little things that can help.